Okay, Descendants, what is going on? Cloud Plays here, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. And today we're inside of the first Descendant, where we have got a new notice coming up from Nexon with regards to development of the game. Now, if you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. On top of that, make sure you're checking out our sponsor, Advanced GG, the #1 clinically proven energy supplement on the market. My favorite flavor is cherry vanilla, but you guys can catch an array of flavors via the link in the description. Utilize code CLOUD at checkout and it will get you a cheeky discount as well. With that being said, let's dive on into it. So we have not heard anything from Nexon and the first Descendant since September 26th. This was when we had the main message from the development team, and this was a very interesting one to say the least. Since that point though, it has been completely quiet up until about 9 hours ago. For those of you guys who didn't know, there was a crossplay open beta that did actually really well, and I think a lot better than a lot of content creators and gamers actually thought it would, although it's still underneath scrutiny with a lack of content as of right now. The looter shooter genre has been kind of renowned for this, so I think people are kind of counting their chickens before they hatch, because we're just expecting the first Descendant to kind of sit in the same realm as Anthem, as Outriders, and all of these other looter shooters that have come and gone to the looter shooter graveyard. But right now we have a post from the first Descendant, so we're going to show you exactly what they've said and give you guys a bit of a back end towards it. So they state, community noticed. Greetings, Descendants. It feels like it has been long since our crossplay open beta test, but it hasn't been little past a month. Now, I will say it does feel like it's been an absolute age since that point, and it's feeling like a long time since we heard anything off of you guys. But they go on to state, and we know that our Descendants are waiting to hear about the test results and future plans. We are as well eager to share as many news as quickly as possible, and we will get back to you in a short amount of time. The response to the test was truly incredible, and we received a significant amount of feedback, and our dev team is passionately discussing every single day about which would be a better way for our Descendants and the first Descendant. Rather than giving false expectations with premature announcements, we plan to take the time to thoroughly examine and continue communicating with the community. We sincerely thank our Descendants who are supporting the community, even though the first Descendant is not playable at the moment. Please be with us a little longer for further news. Thank you. Now, the comments inside of this are actually really good, and people have been absolutely amazing with regards to this announcement, although this announcement essentially says that there's absolutely no news at all, which is a little bit concerning as to why that would be the case. The game was in a really good stead. It did have some issues, but no game actually doesn't anymore. But it was in a really good stead, in a really good position to think that likelihood of it being able to release this year would actually be possible, although likelihood would be that it would release by February 2024. So this communication right here is basically just like no communication. The statement that they state, and they say, we plan to take the time to thoroughly examine and continue communicating with the community, would be absolutely amazing if they were communicating with the community. It's a little bit of a difficult one. We're at near enough exactly a month now since we heard anything off of Nexon with regards to the first Descendant, and it is a little bit frustrating to say the least. For me personally, I felt that they should have probably capitalized on this one heavily, because I think that the game's beta actually did a lot better than anticipated on all fronts, and that's myself included. I did not expect it to do that well, but it definitely came in leaps and strides and surpassed expectations quite greatly. So to see that there's absolutely nothing yet to come does get a little bit disappointing, and the likelihood is that we're probably not going to hear anything off of Nexon with regards to the first Descendant until mid to late November at this rate, based on the way that they're kind of going. A lot of us content creators have put comments in there hoping for some sort of like numbers or some sort of figures or some sort of news as to where the game's at and the game's status as of right now, but they don't seem to really be giving up that much. Now, there is still some posts that have been going up on the subreddit that is a little bit of an odd one. I think it's a little bit late for all of this stuff to kind of come through. It's a little bit odd, but they've still been making posts all the same. Now, I think the part that I find extremely odd is the fact that there's been no communication whatsoever. There is absolutely nothing in the Discord chats, there is absolutely nothing on their Twitter, nothing on their Instagram. They've not even promoted the game as far as it's coming soon. They've not made any promotional effort towards marketing, which is a little concerning, because at this stage of the game, you'd like to think that there would be at least a weekly post of something going up. But when we start looking at the actual game itself, people have been trying to put their 2 cents in on the Reddit, like we've just stated. This one right here was a bit of an odd one, but I want to throw it past you guys for your opinion on it, because now it's had a bit of a settling period and we're about a month after the beta test. I feel like your opinions now would be quite interesting, to say the least. But somebody says, don't get me wrong, the gameplay was fun, but it seemed like there wasn't too much to do. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, I gotta ask, because I got only a few hours into the game, but while the game seemed fun, it just seemed like the gameplay was travel a short distance to a location, activate beacon or whatever, and shoot down waves. Don't get me wrong, it was fun, but for the few hours I played, it seemed like all there was to the gameplay. There was no real variation, and the level design was very bare bones. Like I said, I enjoyed it, but not sure if that was all there was to it. I'm wondering if they cut corners, because the game is free to play. Now, my personal opinion to that would be is probably not the case at all. I think that it is a looter shooter, and a lot of looter shooters' general design technology is a basis of go to this location, complete this activity, speak to this person, activate this quest line, so on and so forth. And that's just generally how looter shooters generally tend to work. We've seen that quite a lot within inside of Destiny and the Division franchise itself, and this seems to be a criticism that most of these looter shooters do get, although people will still rinse the living life out of them. It's a little bit confusing, to say the least. And the comments in this do back it up quite thoroughly, although the Reddit right now is a little bit of a wasteland, with there only being less than 100 people in the field on this right now, and only 136 people have actually upvoted this. So I want to know what your guys' opinions are via the comment section below. Let me know whether you enjoyed the beta, if it's a game that you have got on your watch list and you're waiting for it to release, if it's something that you're going to be able to sink a lot of time into, and whether it was a game that was able to keep your interest during the week beta, because this is going to be a live service. Hopefully it's going to be a good live service with loads of stuff coming and loads of things that they can input into it on a regular basis, meaning that this should hold some depth when it comes to the longevity of the First Descendant. Hopefully we don't see another Outriders here, and hopefully we don't have another Anthem. Bloody hell, Lord, don't give me another Anthem. But this is what we've got to work with right now. Hopefully we get some more communications very soon, and if we do, you guys know that it will be here on the channel. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button and post notifications turned on. Hopefully I can English in the next video. Thank you very much again for watching, guys. I appreciate all of your damn faces. Like, subscribe, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.